Back doing my tongue-tied, autobiography, page 7, continued. Okay, told you it's starting to get a little bit lighter for a little bit. Okay, so by God's grace, I was clean, purified, and anew. Except my drug dealer did not want me to leave, nor did his son. He told me that he wanted what I wanted too, not to leave him, but to bring him and his son along. He told me that he'd quit smoking pot, and that he just wanted me to come back to him, as I was staying at my parents' house about 20 miles away. I sincerely thought that this was God's will too, not only to bring his son to know God, but for my drug dealer to know him too. Scrolling down. Okay, so we started back at square one and dated without drugs, without premarital union, until one day while I was visiting him. He coaxed me into cuddling with my shirt off, assuring that he would not be tempted. He lied. Imagine that. The next thing I knew, we were in the middle of a battle, him trying to rape me and me trying to fight him off. Obviously, this was not God's plan, nor was it my drug dealer's will to follow Jesus. After he was finished with me, I fled and broke everything off. The next day, I found a note in my mailbox from my drug dealer. It read that if I didn't come back to him, he'd kill himself. For most people, this wouldn't matter. However, for me, it was different. Since the day that my high school boyfriend from 8th grade through 11th committed suicide, I had always secretly blamed myself. I was so mentally mixed up from all the molestation I endured that I was unable to show and or communicate proper affection. Therefore, I blamed myself for my boyfriend's death. I thought if only I could have let him know how much I loved him, he wouldn't have done it. At that time in my life, I really believed that and had previously confided this to my drug dealer, not knowing that he would use this to manipulate me years later. I did respond to his threat, and I did come back. Let's scroll down a little. It didn't take long for the demon to show himself once again. Within a week or two of dating and while I was visiting, he dragged me upstairs to rape me again. The whole scene felt like I was in a movie. I watched myself fight him off, at the same time looking face to face with his red-filled, satanic-looking eyes. As soon as I could, I fled, but he fled too. Only he fled to the bathroom. He had locked himself in the bathroom with a shotgun in his mouth. He was really going to kill himself, so I thought. Instead of escaping out of the house, I find myself outside of the locked bathroom door, begging and pleading with him not to shoot. All the meanwhile, his now 4 or 5-year-old son waited downstairs, being scared for his life at the sounds of screaming and crying. Not knowing what to do, I called my brother. But by the time he arrived, my drug dealer was out of the bathroom and profusely apologizing with tears and all. He begged me not to leave him. He knew he was very messed up, but he told me that it was because of his abusive and neglectful childhood. Everyone he had ever loved left him, but he told me that he wanted help. He'd go to counseling, he'd do anything. I just couldn't leave him. Being the young and gullible, 20-some-year-old, I believed him again. In fact, I thought I could save him. I'd be that stable person in his life that loved him unconditionally, just as God loves us. Somehow I reasoned that by saving him, it would make reparation for not being able to save my high school boyfriend. Not knowing if any of it was even possible, I talked with my parents, who set up counseling for us through the Catholic Church. Sorry, gotta scroll down a little bit. The counselor assured me that it was possible for me to love him and hate his actions at the same time. Along with counseling, we started going to a non-denominational church of my ex-drug dealer's choosing every Sunday. In my nightly routine, I started reading a picture Bible to his son. We also chose to not smoke anything, not live together, and not to have premarital relations. In 6 months, it seemed as if everything had changed. I truly believed that God's plan was coming to fruition, as if everything was as it should be, just missing the white picket fence. For months, my drug dealer wanted me to marry him. Finally, I thought everything was cleansed, purified, right, and good, so I accepted. And that is the end of number 7. Okay, see you at the other side. Bye!